there's an attitude in Zen that is very relevant to the way we approach meditation in this channel. This is the attitude that is called beginner's mind, or Shoshin in Japanese, which means literally heart or mind that is beginner, that doesn't know. Why is this relevant to how we experience the practice of meditation through self-inquiry? I'll get to that. But first, let's define what a beginner's mind is. In its most explicit sense, the beginner's mind is one that has no idea, knows nothing, and yet is very eager to know, to understand, to realize. That combination is crucial. It doesn't matter what it is that we want to understand. It doesn't matter what it is that we want to know. It is just the attitude itself that is very important. Remember, 1, not knowing, and 2, eager to know. So with this combination, you set aside the not knowing and not caring, which is an attitude that is not conducive to a joyful meditation. And on the other hand, you're so interested that it's going to focus you in one direction, the direction of knowing. Now, I like to use my own terms, which I've been using for a while, which is childish curiosity. It is the same attitude. When you look at it, it is that feeling of, I have no idea, but I'm so interested. I want to know. I'll do anything to satisfy my curiosity, right? That's the childish curiosity. And it has the same attitude. I don't know. And that knowing, not knowing, is consuming me. I want to know, right? There's that eagerness. And then there is obviously the confession that, I don't know. I have no idea. That is the right attitude to the approach of meditation. Now, in contrast, what this will reveal is the mind that has been constructed and conditioned with knowing. And it would say, I know that. I already know what meditation is. I know I am one with everything, or I know, or I don't know. I'll never know. I never get this. It's so hard, so difficult, because it already has some preconceived ideas as to what it is and what it should be experiencing. That is not childish curiosity. That is not a beginner's mind. It is a prepared and known mind. Whether it feels like it already knows and it doesn't need to bother with that, or I can never understand that. It's so difficult for me. It already has a story behind it. And that is not, again, a beginner's mind. So it's fascinating to see that this is playing in our minds sometimes, and it feels like it pulls us out of meditation. It isn't. It's just revealing that it's what's underlying our meditation, right? So it's bubbling up as I know or I'll never know, and that is just part of the experience. That's what we're interested in. We're interested in knowing all the things that come up as personalities, as ideas, or as conceptions that we have. So it plays perfectly to be in this attitude of, I don't know, and I'm interested in anything that may come up. That's why I said, we're not interested in anything in particular. Otherwise, we would have an agenda. We would have a preloaded mind, if you will. We have no preloaded mind here. We're just interested in the present moment, whatever it is that the mind is bringing. And that would be the arrogant, I already know, or the humble and poor, I'll never get this, right? It's already preloaded with something. And the more we see this, our curiosity just keeps bringing this up to see it, to reveal it, to understand it as just patterns, thought patterns that are coming up. How does this relate to self-inquiry, you may ask? Because that's what we follow here. And that is the approach that we have to understanding not only ourselves, but the nature of the mind. Well, self-inquiry asks the question, who am I? Or what is it that is aware of my experience? Or any other question that stimulates the pondering of what is the nature of me? Who truly am I? Who is the one that's having this experience? So the moment that we direct our mind in this way, all thought patterns need to dissolve, or they would be revealed as non-answers. I am a human. That was just an idea. I am a soul. Well, that was just another story. I am a spirit. Well, that was just another construct. I am this, I am that. They fall short to describe the pure presence and knowledge of being. And the more we explore this, the more we stay in that I have no idea what I am. And yet my interest remains to know myself, because I know that I am. I really know that I am. There's no denying that. The fact that I am pondering this reveals that I am. So I know that I am, I just don't know what I am. That's exactly the same attitude that we speak about in Zen as beginner's mind. That's why the popular book in the 20th century of Shunryu Suzuki was named aptly Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind. That's what it means. It's a beginner's mind that doesn't know, and yet it's very eager to continue to know. In our practice, how does that look? Our practice is to sit with the mind as it is. No judgment, no preconceptions, no desire to control or manipulate, no expectations or intentions. Just simply sitting with the mind as it is. Not because we're going to plunder something, not because we're going to fix anything, and we're definitely not improving a self. I know this is harsh, but it's only harsh for the ego, not for our true self. Those earnestly enough to want to know themselves will sit in this attitude. So, beginner's mind simply reminds us to notice all these conditioned patterns as that, conditioned patterns. Whether the arrogant, I already know, I don't need this, or the other one that says, I'll never get to understand that. It's just too difficult for me. Preloaded, not beginner's mind, not childish curiosity. So we simply see it as baggage that is part of the observation of the mind. The beginner's mind, the childish curiosity, is always, I have no idea, that's why I'm interested. That is the attitude in which we sit every day, and it is the attitude that is approached, or we would say revealed, as we try to answer the question, who am I? Which is, I don't know, and yet I know. By the sheer fact that I am asking the question, I am, so I know that I am. I just don't know what I am. And yet, all of this is happening. So I'm very interested, very curious. This is how we continue to reinforce our practice with what we call presence. Being able to sit for long periods of time simply because we're interested, not because we're going to plunder again meditation or the mind, not because we're going to improve anything, but because we love being in this state of childish curiosity or beginner's mind. It doesn't demand anything from us, and it's definitely not something advanced. Anything advanced belongs to the preloaded mind that we're not. I hope this is helpful to not only incentivize and make your meditation enjoyable, but also to see that there is no prerequisite for this. And it's a very simple process of simply sitting with yourself, and because you have no idea what meditation is, then meditation happens effortlessly, which is all that we're all about here. That's all for me today. I hope, again, this is very helpful. If you have any comments, I'd love to read them here on YouTube, and I'll see you in the next video.